Can't well. And I had some concerns, and I thought, what better time than to address them than right now? So here we go. Yo. Hey. Check me out. Hey. Let's have a conversation about the world and the way things are now. Come chop it up with me. But just let's take it. About terrorism and World War III.
What's up, Tea Timers, and welcome to another episode of The Tea for Real with your boy Marcus J. Cook. Now, Tea Timers, the past 2 weeks have not been the most receptive for Black women, but what's new, right? It seems as though no matter what Black women did, whether it was in music, politics, or film this week, that it was torn down, put under the microscope, and dissected until there was nothing left but negativity. Or do naysayers have a point? Should we not be holding our artists accountable for the things that they say, since they have so much influence on the culture? Should we not be holding our politicians accountable for their past actions? Should we not be able to watch a film and say what we like and don't like about it without that star's fan base bullying us? Well, these and other many questions we answer on today's episode of The Tea for Real. Now, if this is your first time with us, or if you haven't yet, hit the notification bell and the subscribe button so that you guys can know when we are uploading more content. Now, I'm very happy to have this show because before I started The Tea for Real, I was trying to put together another show with these two individuals on it, but I didn't know how to quite ask them. I did not know if they would say yes, so I just scratched it and we started The Tea. And then we moved to The Tea for Real. But I thought that I was an outspoken person. But these two really make me look like a chump, really, basically. They are so outspoken. So I want to introduce my guests on the show today. Welcome back to The Tea for Real, the sometimes controversial, the always opinionated, and the very outspoken Karen Ivy. Karen, welcome back to The Tea for Real.
Hey.
Hey. So, guys, Karen was a part of our most viewed episode. So I'm very happy to have her back here with us to talk about the issues that we're talking about today. Now, I have been trying to get our next guest on the show for since episode 1. And he's a busy man, but I'm very happy that he is with us today. To me, they have the same tagline. But he is the sometimes controversial and the always outspoken Clint Thornton. Clint, welcome finally to The Tea for Real.
What's the motherfucking tea, everybody?
I am so happy to have you. This episode is a long time coming to me. I put on my blazer for it because I just knew I was in for a treat. Clint, I've been trying to get you on the show for so long, but I'm glad that you're on the show, and it was worth the wait for us to talk about the topics that we're talking about now. So welcome. How has life been in Corona times with you?
Life has been good. Just trying to make the best out of a, crappy situation that we've been dealt with. So, just taking care of my daughter and, just out here grinding.
Amen. Amen. Karen, are you still holding down the fort during these Corona times?
Child, honey, yes, working like a dog.
I know the feeling.
Yes.
I know the feeling. So, guys, now that we kind of got introductions out of the way, and I'm happy you're here with us, can we hop into our hot topics?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Awesome. I'm so excited. All right. So, some people are saying that WAP is some of Cardi B's and Megan Thee Stallion's most lyrical moments, while others are saying that the song is complete trash and should be banned. Some people are just happy that two Black and brown artists are on a track together, empowering females, while others are asking, why did Kylie Jenner have to be a part of it, seeing as though that she is accused of appropriating Black culture so much. I want to start off with Karen. Karen,
I knew it.
when you first saw WAP, when you first saw the visual, when you first heard the song, what was your thought?
So let me tell you.
So
I was excited because I like Meg Thee Stallion. You know, I'm 32, so I can listen to whatever I want to listen to. I ain't got no children either. Disclaimer.
that's right.
So, you know what I'm saying? I like Meg Thee Stallion. You know what I'm saying? I like Cardi B. I listen to both artists. I know that they're risque. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't know. It's a fine line from being like talented and risque, and you know, of course, women are most rappers that are women. They talk about sexual stuff. You know, if they don't, they really don't last too long. Well, y'all know. You can just, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't. Either they go if they're very conscious, they go over into, you know, movies and acting, but you know, that's beside the point. But child, when I heard them folks say wet ass pussy, my God. I
My
said,
God,
wait
today.
then. So then they said they were just going on and they was like, she's like, I don't cook. Hold on, baby. I don't cook. I don't clean. I gotta put I did some research and I looked up the lyrics. So
Yeah.
I just, you know, I was taken back because, you know, before I criticize anything, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna see what you're talking about. I'm just not gonna be like, she said wet ass pussy and that was it. She could have been talking about whatever. That could have just been the title. But she said, I don't cook, I don't clean, but I'm gonna show you how I got this ring. So, okay, what you mean?
Well, you know, so
That's
so
it. That's it. That's all I got.
were you outraged by the lyrics, Karen?
I wasn't outraged. I was just kind of embarrassed for Black women because it's like, for you to say that that's empowering. Okay, so I looked up the definition of empowerment. Hold on one second. Let me find it in here. So Webster defines empower as to give someone the authority or power to do something. What the hell you empower me about? To tell to make me go have sex with somebody and tell them that I got wet ass cat?
Well,
Like,
let me ask Clint this. So, Clint,
Yes.
are they doing anything different than what men are doing? Or is this just women owning their sexuality?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty much a double standard. You know, women have always had to fight extra hard, especially like in the music industry. And like Karen said, that like if they don't go risque, they normally don't last too long. I'm not a fan of Cardi or Meg Thee Stallion. I mean, I respect the work that they do. I respect their hustle. I respect their grind. But just their lyrics, I just really don't get into because it's kind of like, you know, whatever. But I was looking at the video and I checked out the video and I was just like, man, I was kind of like blown away because, and not in a bad way, but just like, damn, this video fire as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like just the whole creativity behind the whole video, it was just hot. I don't think I was just like taken back or appalled by the raunchy lyrics because if you look back, you know, from the 90s and even way before then, you know, women have been, you know, we have been entertained by some raunchy lyrics. I mean, you look at Lil' Kim, Hardcore, that album. You look at Cher, you look at Madonna. You know, all these women before them, they weren't the first, and they definitely won't be the last, have always, you know, came out with raunchy type lyrics and stuff like that. You know, so I was kind of like taken aback by how some people that grew up in the 90s listening to music was kind of like clutching their pearls, acting like they're so disgusting. But I'm like, look, we grew up during the Freaknik era. Right. You know what I'm saying? We grew up in Lil' Kim era where she always had all these type of raunchy videos and stuff like that. So, you know, it is what it is.
Well, let me ask Karen this. So, Karen, last night, well, this is Birmingham Black Pride week. So I want to shout out to Birmingham Black Pride for everything they're doing. They had a drag show last night. And one of the performers, Vita St. James, she did, and I got the message that she was doing. She did a Lil' Kim mix. and her first song was "Not Tonight" by Lil Kim, and when Lil Kim really talks about oral sex, and in the chorus she says, "I don't want dick tonight, just eat my vagina right," and then she moved into Lil Kim, "How Many Licks?" And then I start to think, like, well, we had Lil Kim, we had Kaya, whose biggest single was "My Neck, My Back," where she's talking about oral sex. We had Trina, we had Nicki. So, Karen, I want to ask you, how is WAP any more vulgar or any different than any of the songs that these artists gave us?
It's not.
It's not.
It's equally, it's not saying like, I can't believe someone made a song about this. People have been making songs, music about this forever. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about, it's just, I guess I look at young people and young women. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know, whoever your parent is doesn't mean that you won't be influenced by whatever you're going to be influenced by, because you don't know what type of issues these people might be. You know, as young Black women, sometimes you are insecure. You feel like in order to have this, you know, I look up to Cardi B. I look up to this person. And you can have a good mama who is, my mama was sanctified, baby. You ain't finna be even look. You can't even play nothing. Okay, you can't even play no BET in that house. That's how I grew up. And it didn't change the fact that I wanted to have sex at 17. I was shaking my ass if I could. And I was trying to be something that I was not supposed to be because I looked up to certain things. I remember I saw the Tip Drill video. And I saw how all of the young women was just dancing and stuff like that. And I thought it was, you know, you're impressionable as a child. So it's like, for you to put out, it's like, it's just a contradiction and some slap in the face, especially what's going on in the world. We as Black people are trying to gain our rights and trying to gain our place in society. And it's like, you, on one hand, you get up and you get on your soapbox and you're talking about, you know, Black Lives Matter and all this stuff. And then on the other hand, you're promoting garbage, nothing, pointless trash. Like, you ain't talking about nothing. And then she said that she wanted to change she wanted people to, when she changed her narrative, people didn't want to listen to her music. And I went back and I listened to Cardi B, and I don't ever remember a time that she changed her narrative. She has always been a hoe. And if you're going to be a hoe, she a proud hoe, so I can't say nothing. I ain't judging her. Hey, we got to have some hoes in the world, just like you got to have good women. The hoes make the world go round. Okay? So I ain't saying that, but damn.
let me piggyback off of that. Clint, I want to ask a question piggybacking off of what Karen just said. Should we not be holding our artists accountable? Like, they influence the culture so much. They influence how we dress, how we wear our hair, how women wear their nails, even how men dress. The male artists have some influence on that. Should we not be holding them accountable and demanding more, especially like Karen said, in a time where we are fighting for so much?
Yeah, no. I look at music like that as you know, artistry, and as entertainment only. You know, a lot of people say that, you know, kids are, you know, will be influenced by that type of music. Well, what are you as a parent doing? Are you? It's not up to entertainers to, you know, to raise your child. You know, if you see those type of lyrics on TV or whatever, it is your job as a parent to take control of that situation, or to put some type of parental controls on that.
I got a question about that. Let me say something before I forget. You know, I've been drinking. Hold on, let me see. So this is the thing.
Yes.
I feel like it doesn't matter if your mom, like I said, my mama didn't allow certain things in her house. She didn't allow us to watch everything. She didn't allow us to go up to everybody's house. My mom was a minister in the piano. You know the vibes. Everybody know the vibes. So it's like, I can go to school, and that's why I was influenced by my friends. You know what I'm saying? I never spent the night at a friend's house, but we went to school when we hung out, and that's what influenced me. And I'm looking at TV when I go to my sister's house or I go to my cousin's house, and that's how you get influenced. And music is the soundtrack to our lives. Music is way more than just artistry. If you look back at the times in like the 70s and when the war was going on and stuff like that, those songs was like the soundtrack to that era. So it's like, is this what we have come to? Like, this is the soundtrack to, you want to tell me that I need to put on my black and I need to go out here and tell these white people to respect me and give me my dignity, but then I get up and I say, I got some wet ass pussy? That's all you got to say, young lady? As beautiful as you are, as talented as, that's all you have to say is, I have some wet ass pussy. And that's what saddens me. Like, we have to do better. We want better, but then we continue to act like buffoons, and it's just not cool. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think personally, I think you have to put it into perspective and, you know, balance it out, because I don't think that just because we listen to certain lyrics or a certain type of music that we will be just influenced by that and make us want to do certain things. I love ratchet music. I love ratchet music. Does it make me want to do a lot of things that you know, those lyrics say? No, you know, hell no. So I just think it depends on the person.
But Clint, you're 30 something. I'm 30
Yeah.
something. If we were 18 coming up in this era, that's a sad time, because at 18 I was a damn fool. And I can't, you know, we can't be in the same era, so that's what scares me. You know, like, get your money, black girl, right on. You know, you doing your thing, but it's like, you have to sometimes take yourself back and say, hey, I'm raising a little girl. Do I want her to look up at me and be like, I'm gonna be a hoe? My mama was a paid hoe.
Well,
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm enjoying this, but I have to ask. Karen, Cardi B did speak out about on Instagram, talking about the backlash that she's been receiving from her critics. And she said, whenever I try to change up my style, whenever I try to change up my narrative, like she made a song called "Be Careful." She made another song, which was a single that she did that didn't do well from her album "Invasion of Privacy," where she wasn't talking about her vagina or her ass or her titties, but and that didn't do well. And so she said, like, whenever I put this out, the receipt I don't get received well at all. In fact, some people are telling me to stop talking about politics, stop making certain type of music. We need you, or we want you to talk about what we want to hear. Is it the audience's fault, or is it the artist's fault? Who's at fault for wanting to hear this type of music?
Well, I guess as you know, you ever heard some people say, well, then I sold my soul. I guess that's what they mean by selling their soul. Like, you're compromising your integrity. You're compromising a lot of different things in order to make $1. So that's why I said, like, get your money, black girl. If that's what if this is the narrative that you want to push, go ahead. Like, I ain't gonna hate on you. I ain't gonna be like, I don't like her. I'll get your money. You know what I'm saying? Be fabulous. She's one of the best dressed. I can't take that, but it's like, just try to, you know, you can, if you are a true rapper, you can give me some innuendos that I know, and you know what I'm saying, the kids won't know, because you know these kids are going to hear it. Let me tell you something. I've seen everybody in the world doing the Out West Challenge. Children, grandparents, and that's one of the most vulgar songs out. You know what I'm saying? So you can't say that the kids aren't going to hear it, because all they got to do is make a TikTok challenge about it. And everybody from the 95-year-old woman to the 1-year-old baby going to do it.
Well, so Clint, at this point in hip hop, the word nigga, the word bitch, has somehow shed its oppressive meanings, and they have now become, I guess, terms of endearment. Hip hop is filled with misogyny, glorification of violence, drug use. It promotes drug distribution. With this record that is promoting feminism in some way, why is it being ridiculed when the records that are promoting misogyny is it not?
Yeah, like I said in minutes ago, it's really like a double standard. You know what I mean? You can take lyrics that a lot of these male rap artists say, and they are saying pretty much the same or even worse. And women somehow get the bad end of the stick, because I guess they're supposed to present themselves, and I guess in a wholesome fashion way, and they cannot do what the men do. I guarantee you, if a man came out with a song like that, talking about pussy and all that kind of stuff, or coochie or whatever, he would not have gotten the slack that these two women have gotten.
I mean, when we look at artists like Too Short, Luke Campbell. You know,
Yeah.
it's people.
Mystical. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
if I can recall, those artists did get a lot of slack for some of the stuff they did. Even when Netta dropped the Tip Drill video, it was banned, and like Spelman did a whole thing about it. And you know, like I can't, speak for. I can only give my opinion, but I be feeling like a lot of the music, I'd be like, they ain't talking about nothing. Male, female, it doesn't matter. Like, of course, if I'm about to go out, it's a certain type of vibe that it puts you in. So I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I don't listen to it, because I do. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like I wake up in the morning like, I need to get my day started with some Cardi B. No, that's not the vibe, but a lot of music is just trash now. And music is influential. Music gets in your spirit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I look at I'm around a lot of young people, and I see them being what's being portrayed, and they're being influenced subconsciously, and they don't really even know it. And then it's like, it's sad because I see them and they're on pills and they want to have the money, got my money out. And it's like, you doing that because you see people on Instagram doing that. So it's like, I guess that's why I be so passionate about music. And I'm like, they ain't doing nothing. Nobody. Cardi B, none of them. Future, none of these people. They just putting out trash and promote a narrative that's gonna kill these young people. And it's sad that nobody's fighting for it. It's just justified because we are adults and we can talk about explicit content because we adults. You know what I'm saying? We know right from wrong. We know how to take care of ourselves. We know how to make very good judgment. But if you're 18, 19, you don't know that. You are still a kid. And it's sad because ain't no hope for the youth, in the words of Tupac, especially nowadays, because they being raised by Instagram.
Clint, what do you think? You got a rebuttal?
Well, I think is you have to look at music as, for entertainment purposes only. I think when you go into that maturity level of thinking that way, and not that it is just influencing your mind just because you're listening to it, or just because it has a certain type of lyric in it, because it can have lyrics in it all day. But if you have the mindset of that it is just for entertainment, then it has no bearing or no control over you.
Well, guys, I want to say thank you so much for your commentary on this subject. I got another subject to cover that I'm really excited about. So, from macaroni in a pot to Kamala on the spot, breaking glass ceilings this week. Kamala Harris is the first African American female to be on a major ticket for vice president. It was a very welcome change from the past political scheme that has been going on since the election season started, with three old men, Trump, Pence, and Biden, who could barely put three sentences together. So I was very happy to have somebody who can speak intelligently.
Yes.
She was welcomed by some, but rejected by many. Some of her critics are bringing up her past as an attorney general for her role in the increase of incarceration of Black men. Some people are bringing up the truancy bill that she had, or her past views on prison reform, on marijuana issues, and on body cams for policemen. While her supporters are saying, look, Kamala was only doing her job as Attorney General, even to go so far as to start a initiative called the Back on Track Initiative, where they provided a program for first-time drug offenders, whether you were distribution or user. They provided a program that will find you a job, and in hopes that you won't turn back to drug use or drug distribution, and you won't end up back in jail. So I have a question. We're going to go into our questions now. Clint, you called this very early on. I remember you did. You were Biden Harris, like as soon as Joe Biden got elected, you said, okay, Kamala Harris is going to be his VP. What were your thoughts when the news got released?
Man, I was just, it was a sigh of relief. I was so excited because I have always seen Kamala Harris. I've always been excited about Kamala Harris and a Kamala Harris presidency or some type of leadership in on a national level. She came out years ago and just blew everybody away. Just her, her oratory, abilities, and her Barack Obama-esque, you know, demeanor and just how intelligent and well-spoken she is. I just think the world is just ready for a woman, man. Just the world is ready, been ready. America's ready.
Amen. Karen, do you have a rebuttal, or can I ask you a question?
Go ahead. You know, do your thing.
So, Kamala Harris's past as a prosecutor has been brought up. During the primary president elections, when she was running for president, Kamala Harris said, "I will be a prosecuting president." Can you tell us what that means to Black people, please?
Your ass going to jail.
That's what that means. How does one, seeing as though, now I'm playing devil's advocate here. Seeing as though the president has really little to do with the executive branch, or the judicial branch. How does a president be a prosecuting president?
Because I think that they could enact laws that would have to be enforced by, you know, all states. So I'm just nervous, honey. We gotta get Trump out of there. Let me tell you something. Trump gotta go because the white folks tired of Trump. The white folks get tired of Trump. He out of there. You know what I'm saying? So he already knew he was out of there. They gonna win. You know what I'm saying? Biden and Harris gonna win. So
you think so? I'm so glad to hear that, because on social media, all I'm seeing is we're doomed. Trump is winning.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think Trump gonna win. I think that Biden and Harris gonna win.
I am so glad to hear that. Clint.
Yes.
I have to ask this. Should Kamala not be held accountable for her past actions? Like, there was a time that people are really talking about where she had evidence that would free a man based off his the DNA evidence that they had, and she stopped it from going to court. And that was the big issue that her critics are talking about. Should she not be held accountable for her past actions?
Yeah, and you know, I would really have to do a lot of research on that particular case just to, get some, a wide range of views and whatnot on that, and become really educated about it. But absolutely, they should, as well as Biden's. But the bottom line is, but the bottom line is, we have got, like Karen said, we have got to get Trump out of there. We have got to, because we can't last another 4 years up on this administration. Absolutely not. We have got to. There are some bigger things at stake here. Supreme Court justices, federal court judges, and we just cannot last another 4 years up on this administration. So yes, we should hold them accountable, but at the same time, we should give them the space and the opportunity to explain themselves and explain the things that, where they are questionable. But we should not go as far as to say that we would disconnect from them just because they may have questionable past. No politician is perfect, and we cannot act as if, people do certain things and, over time that they don't have change or have a change of heart. We have to be receptive, listen, and most importantly, listen, understand as the reasons as to why they did certain things, and move on.
Well, so Karen, much like Clint, Kamala's supporters are saying that should she not have room to grow, that these incidences happened over 10 years ago. Maybe she was in a different place. Maybe her views have changed. Should she always be judged by her past?
I don't think her ways have changed. I just think she's gonna be, like she's gonna be vice president, so she gotta have that little. I'm sorry, my phone was finna die. But she gotta have that little, that little police, that little police seasoning on top of them. So she ain't changed. But yeah, No, well, no, you can never judge someone by their past. I'm gonna say that's general speaking, because people change every day. But I don't think that, you know what I'm saying, she has changed. Or if she has changed, she wouldn't be the VP candidate.
Who do you think, if she had not changed, who would you have liked to have seen as a pick?
Honestly, kid, I'm gonna be real. Oh, I'm sorry. You gotta get that out.
Marcus is fine.
Honestly, Marcus, I ain't really been following because I don't really like any of them. Because I feel like I looked up Biden past, I looked up Kamala's past. You know, Trump is just a dweeb. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't think that I'm not gonna say I don't care, but I don't think that anyone's gonna come and make anything better. Because I just don't see the world getting better. I don't see anybody coming and making a difference, but only adding flame to the fire.
I'm so sorry. Clint, who would you I really am sorry. That makes me sad. Clint.
I know that was a lot of doom and gloom.
It was. Clint.
Yes.
Besides Kamala Harris, who would you have liked to see get the vice presidency nod?
I would have liked to have seen either Susan Rice,
Okay.
or Gretchen Whitmer from the governor from Michigan. Both of these ladies hold some very great positions, or have had. Susan Rice, I just think she came off as kind of passive, and
Right.
Biden needed a fighter, and
That's
I think
right.
he got that with Kamala Harris. Gretchen, she's not so known, but there is an advantage of, by Michigan being a swing state, and he could have carried Michigan over, but but I think he nailed it with this Kamala Harris.
Now you talked about so many bigger things at hand, Clint. I want to ask you, like you talked about the Supreme Court justices, the federal court judges that have to be appointed. A lot of people are saying, you know what, I don't agree with Kamala Harris. I already don't like Biden because of the things he's been saying in the media. And now I don't like Kamala Harris as addition to his ticket. I might just vote for Trump. If for those people who are listening, who don't understand the bigger issues at hand, can you give us some of the bigger issues besides the Supreme Court and the federal court justices?
And they really don't understand. Abortion rights have the
Yes.
Oh man, they could be rolled back. Gay marriage could be rolled back. All those things have the chance to be rolled back.
Social Security.
Social Security.
Right.
I mean, it's so many things. Prison reform. A lot of things just has the chance to hold us back or send us back 50 years. So this is way much bigger than 4 years of presidency. People need to look at the bigger picture and think about the generations of, the kids that's coming after us. Climate change. We have a president that doesn't even acknowledge scientists, that doesn't even acknowledge climate change. That in itself is problematic. That in itself is an issue, because you want your president to acknowledge science. Science is what makes this world go round. So there are a lot of issues that are on the table here.
Yes, Karen.
Hey.
Today it was revealed that Biden, he leaves the reparations out of his racial equality plan. Also, he did not address the H.R. 40, which is the bill that was introduced by the House of Representatives, that was study the debt that the government owes to descendants of slaves if a Biden presidency is voted in. Can you tell us some of the things that we should be expecting and demanding from a Biden-Harris regime?
Well, I think that Black people need to just leave the reparations alone, because honey, they barely want to give us $15 for minimum wage. You think they finna give a bunch of Negroes some money? I think not. But moving forward, you know, I did some research and I looked up what they want to bring. So because I just want them to do, you know, exactly what you would want them to do. Give black people the same rights as white people. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop killing us in the streets. Do something about police. Do something about it. Do something about, you know what I'm saying, what's being taught in schools. When we go talking about education, like, we need better curriculum. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't need to learn about the war of 1912. Show these kids about some life skills. You know what I'm saying? They already got 13 years to learn about the war of 1912. I can't remember half of that shit because I don't need it. Okay. Okay. But I was looking at some stuff that Biden was talking about. And of course, you know, he said COVID free testing, rubber blood, whatever. And then he said he does not support with defunding the police. But he wants to do a law where they can reform police and something about the cams and stuff like that. But it's like, it's the same stuff that Trump talked about. It's the same stuff that Obama talked about, and nobody's gonna do it. They just they dangle something in our face, like, I'm gonna do it. Like when you're in high school, you'll be like, you gonna have Coca-Colas every day for lunch, knowing you can't get these folks no Coca-Colas every day for lunch. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop lying. You know what I'm saying? And I want them to do what's right and treat people with respect and give everybody their, you know, what they want. 20 acres and a mule. And that's how much they say they're going to give us?
It's 40 acres and a mule.
40 acres and a mule.
But you know, we have been receiving reparations. I forgot the state that did it, but instead of actually giving it to people, descendants of slaves, they invested it into our into the schools, in the urban neighborhoods, and the housing in the urban neighborhoods. And I think that's what the plan for the HR 40 plan was, to see the amount and invested into the neighborhoods.
Oh, so that's why all of the projects got upgraded now because of that.
Well, I want to add, we don't have long left in the show. I want to open up the floor to anything that you guys may have to add to the conversation.
I just want to encourage everybody, you know, to just go vote. You know, Biden is not a perfect candidate at all. He got a lot of flaws. You know, and you know, that crime bill is hanging over his head, but people need to understand the crime bill in its totality. Back then, you know, it was a very popular bill. It was backed by Congressional Black Caucus. It was backed and supported by most Black Americans during that time. So it was a very popular bill. Now, look, fast forward to 2020, it was not. Because it did a mass incarceration of colored folk. So no, it was not a perfect bill. It was not good. So yeah, that cloud is hanging over his head. But I think overall, I think Biden is a better candidate, of course, better than Trump. And I think his administration will provide us, or, you know, with way more relief, you know, sort of similar to the Barack Obama years.
Well, I want to say this to our audience, to the tea timers. Let's discuss the job of a politician. The job of a politician is to politic. And
Yes.
that means saying yes to some things that you really don't necessarily agree to in order to get something that you know would benefit your people a green light. If you have a career in politics, you're going to come with baggage. You're going to come with some negative narrative because that's your career. You're going to make some mistakes, and you're going to have some triumphs. That's just how it is. But I want to ultimately say, tea timers and our audience, it is your vote. Use it how you see fit. My only request is that you don't look at the candidates, but look at the issues that are important to you. Like we discussed, the Supreme Court justices, who we want to replace those justices, because Ruth Bader Ginsburg is holding on by a thread.
Hanging on, baby.
You know, just so Trump won't replace her.
Right.
We owe it to her to show up to those polls.
Absolutely.
Think about who you want to be appointing those 13 federal judges who are going to be sentencing some of the Black men who are being incarcerated. You know, you have to think about these things. Social Security. Who do you want? Do you you're paying into Social Security in hopes that once you retire, you can live off of it, or if you have a disability, that you can receive Social Security benefits. Trump wants to cut that out. So we have to think about the things that are important to us and make a decision from there. If you are a color person, if you are a woman, somebody died and fought for the right for you to vote. So November 3rd, happy voting. And I want to say thank you to Clint, thank you to Karen for coming on the show and sharing your opinions and your views. I really appreciate it. Thank y'all.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here.
I just want to say one thing. Can I say one thing?
Please.
I'm voting for Trump. No, I'm just playing. Y'all forget. Get her off here.
Oh God, no. But T-Timers, please like, share, and subscribe to this video. Come back so you guys can find out what's the tea for real, and we'll see y'all next time.
Yo. Can't well. And I had some concerns, and I thought, what better time than to address them than right now? So here we go. Yo. Hey. Check me out. Hey. Let's have a conversation about the world and the way things are now. Come chop it up with me. But just take